Hey, criminologist fans. Today we're diving into a shocking case that rocked Brazil. What started as a lively and extravagant 18th birthday bash thrown for birthday girl Alana Bres, courtesy of her parents, ended in tragedy when a prank by a locally renowned football player in a WhatsApp group spiraled out of control. This is the heartbreaking and preventable case of Daniel Coera Frees. Daniel Coera Frees was born on January 22, 1994 in Juiz de Fora, Brazil. Daniel showed an interest in football as a young child. A gifted player, he commenced his professional journey at the young age of 11 years old when he started playing for a Cruzeiro football club. His outstanding skills led him to claim the Brazilian youth champion title in the junior category, and he was selected for the national team under 17 years. He played for Cruzeiro for 4 years before joining Bogo Football Club in 2013. Unfortunately, in September of 2014, a severe knee injury abruptly halted Daniel's season and sidelined him. Despite this temporary setback, his exceptional talent led to São Paulo Football Club, signing him for 3 years battling persistent injuries. He struggled to leave a lasting impact and was subsequently loaned to various teams, hoping to reclaim his form while also gaining valuable experience elsewhere. By 2018, Daniel found himself separated from his partner, with whom he shared a 2-year-old daughter. Details about the relationship remain sparse. But by the fall of 2018, Daniel was officially single on the 27th of October in 2018 at around 11 a.m. in the Brazilian city of SJDOP. A man was out walking when he came across a nude male body in a bush. He immediately notified the police investigators, discovered the man had his throat slit to the point of decapitation, and his private parts had been removed. His private parts were later found on a tree where they had allegedly been tossed. An autopsy report indicated the cause of death was a, quote, stab to the neck with an extremely sharp knife. The man was found with 13.4 d of alcohol per liter in his blood. He had been severely beaten and tortured before his murder. It is believed the man was killed on the street and then dragged for around 30 meters. Investigators did not find any form of identification on the man, except for a bar bracelet from Sheeter, located in Kiba, a 25-minute drive from where his body was found. Meanwhile, Daniel's mother, Alana, had been very worried about her son as she had not heard from him and was unable to contact him. This was unusual for her son, as he was close with his mother and would often call her. When news surfaced of an unidentified male body, her fear intensified. Alana contacted the police and told them that her son had been missing. She provided them with details about his physical appearance and, for identification purposes, detailed that he had 2 scars on his knees. The body was finally identified by a cousin of Daniel's, who was able to look at him in person and confirm identification. Daniel's football club, like a second family to the young man, tweeted their condolences and shared grief after his body was found, posting a quote, "The Paulo Football Club deeply regrets the death of midfielder Daniel Coera Frees. The club vowed to pay Daniel's wages to his family until the end of his contract. The club would also go on to help with the transfer of Daniel's body and the costs of his funeral." Once the body was positively identified, police began their investigation by retracing Daniel's final moments. It was discovered that on October 26, 2018, Daniel had been invited to a party by his current love interest, Alana, who had just turned 18. Daniel met Ayla through social media when she was around 15 or 16 years old, and he was 21 or 22. Daniel invited her to spend some time with him. However, Alana's father did not allow her as she had exams that week. A week later, Alana visited Daniel at his apartment with other friends. They spent the day drinking and smoking. Daniel wanted a relationship with her, but Alana told him that she had recently broken up with her boyfriend and was not looking to start a new relationship anytime soon. Daniel reportedly took the rejection well, and both remained in touch. Alana was the daughter of 38-year-old businessman Edison Bres Jr. and his wife, Cristiana Edison. Cristiana had been married for 20 years and had 2 daughters. The family lived a lavish lifestyle and would often post their expensive experiences on social media, with the family often seen drinking and partying. On October 26th, Daniel journeyed to COD IBA to celebrate Alana's birthday at the Shed Bar. Security cameras captured Daniel inside the nightclub as the night unfolded. The lively gathering indulged in abundant drinks, extending the celebration until 4:30 a.m. when the bar finally closed following its closure. Daniel and some of Alana's friends carried on the festivities at her residence once at Alana's home at some point after 8 a.m. Daniel began to send audio and photos to friends over what a friend later told police that a group of friends of Daniel's had a WhatsApp group where they would share their sexual conquests. In it, they would often share photos and videos of the woman while they were asleep. Daniel shared a selfie showing him lying in bed alongside a sleeping woman. The woman was Alana Bres, Alana's mother. The sleeping woman was still wearing the dress that she wore to her daughter's party. The grinning footballer wrote, "I can sleep here." There are several women sleeping all over the house. In a subsequent message, he took things further, saying, quote, "I'm going to devour the birthday girl's mom, and the dad is here." An unnamed friend warned him, saying, quote, "If he's asleep, nothing you can do, then they're going to kick you out of the house." Another friend added, quote, "They're going to make mincemeat of you. That guy's going to come and beat you up." Danny followed it up with another message, 10 minutes later, which simply read, quote, "I ate her." This would be the last time Daniel was heard from again later that day. His body was found due to the high-profile nature of the crime. It got significant media coverage. After the news of Daniel's death came out, Edison Bres, Alana's father, contacted Alana to offer his condolences. He also called one of Daniel's friends to clarify that Daniel had departed from the family home of his own accord. In a foreign speech, it was found that the phone used by Edison to call Daniel's friend actually belonged to a 21-year-old man named Fernando Cidral, who was killed on July 15, 2016 by 4 hooded men. Media reports remain unclear as to Edison's involvement in Fernando's murder. Naturally, Edison Bres and his family were the #1 suspects in the case. 3 days later, Christiana Edison and Danana were arrested and interrogated 4 days after Daniel's body was found. Edison confessed to murdering Daniel in a, quote, "moment of madness." His statement was later broadcasted on the local news in the video. The suspect claims that he found the victim, quote, "raping his wife and the door to his bedroom locked." In regards to Daniel, Edison told Brazil errant program on TV Boers, quote, "He had gone in, taken his clothes off, and locked the door. I knocked on the door to my room, and when I opened it, he was on top of my wife, and she was screaming and begging for help. What I did was what any man would do, because the woman that was there was not my wife. She was every woman in Brazil. It could be your daughter, sister, mother, or wife at that moment. It was my wife, Chris, who I've been married to for 20 years. He added, quote, "The media said a lot of things. My wife never had anything with Daniel. Never mind my wife. I threw him on the floor and stopped her from being raped by that monstrous scumbag. I hit him a lot and took him out of the house. I don't know if he was awake or unconscious, or if he had just closed his eyes. I wasn't thinking of anything. I had a knife in the car, a small knife, which was with the tools in the trunk. I did not know I was going to do that. I was desperate, besides myself with rage. I looked in the trunk and saw what was there." Christiana Bres confirmed that she woke up and found the athlete rubbing himself aroused on her body at the time. She said she was drunk asleep and thought it was a nightmare. Then she saw him on top of her and started screaming. She recalled that several people tried to stop her husband from attacking Daniel, but that, quote, "they could not do it because he was in a fit of rage." Her husband recalls that afterwards he stripped Daniel's clothes and put his unconscious, naked body into the trunk of his car with the help of 3 of Alana's friends, Ardo D. Silva, Igor King, and David William. D. Silva Daniel was then driven to a forest area some 12 miles from the house. Their plan was initially to humiliate him by leaving him naked on the road and filming it while driving. Edison checked Daniel's phone and found the messages and photos of his wife that Daniel sent on WhatsApp, in which he claimed he was going to, quote, "eat the mother of the birthday girl," while the father was also home. Enraged, Edison stopped the car and slit Daniel's throat with a knife. He then cut his private parts off and threw them onto a tree. He later said that he committed the murder alone and, quote, "dragged the body into the thicket by himself." Edison was taken by police to the crime scene to show them the location where the body was left. Despite initially indicating the wrong location twice, he eventually directed police to the correct place. On the third attempt, the police believed that Daniel's body was actually carried by more than one person to the place that it was later found. His version of events was later confirmed by his daughter and wife. However, other witness statements directly contradict the account provided by Edison. Christiana and Delena witnesses claim that the wife and daughter tried to align their versions with his only after the event. According to the reports, the initial witnesses informed police that Edison left to get more drinks for the party and returned after approximately 20 minutes. This witness continued that he did not hear any cries for help, but that he saw some people coming down the stairs. He stated that Daniel had clearly been assaulted, but that Christiana and Alana did nothing. After 5 minutes, the witness says he saw Edis pulling Daniel out of the room, noticing and saying that Daniel was moving, but not talking. The witness alleges seeing Edison leave with a 20-centimeter kitchen knife and uttering a quote, "kills the man," and claims that the enraged husband stopped anyone from contacting emergency services. The second witness stated that the day after the footballer's death, the Brucci's family contacted her to give a version of events that coincided with Edison's statement. This witness also says that she heard Daniel pleading for help in a desperate voice. She recalls him saying, "Quiet, somebody help me. I don't want to die." Daniel was said to have shouted this as he was taken from the house. The third witness was also urged to fabricate their story, saying, quote, "Edison spoke and apologized, saying that we should not have seen what we did and that we should not speak to anyone." The witness recalls him proposing, "Let's say that Daniel left the house because the door was open." This witness also stated that he tried to intervene to prevent the attack but was pushed away. The fourth witness stated that she did not observe any signs of forced entry to Christiana's bedroom and that she saw Edis and two other individuals dragging the footballer out of the house. When outside, she said they continued to beat and kick him. The witnesses say that a day after the murder, they were asked to meet Edison at the mall so that they could align their version of events. The meeting was captured on CCTV. Another witness suggested that Edison had asked Daniel to sleep with his wife, but later changed his mind and, in a fit of rage, killed him. He claimed Edison was under the influence of drugs when he proposed the idea and that Christiana knew about it and consented to it at the time. This version of events was not taken seriously, but soon it was found that Edison and Christiana had been having marital issues. Upon inspecting the couple's phones, the police discovered frequent conflicts between them. Additionally, on Christian's phone, there was a contact for a divorce lawyer with several exchanged messages indicating the possibility that Christiana was considering a divorce for medicine. In a search of the family's house, investigators found traces of blood spatter on the walls and the floor of the couple's bedroom, suggesting Daniel was beaten while still in the master bedroom. There were blood stains in the garbage and in the Breach's car, and signs that attempts may have been made to clean up the evidence. Experts confirmed the bedroom door had been broken, but they could not determine when this happened. Edison, Christiana, and Alana, along with the three accomplices, Eduardo, Egor, and David, were charged with Daniel's murder. The three accomplices stated that they were threatened by Edison to help him in the crime. The three accomplices were charged with triple aggravated homicide, concealment of a body, minor corruption, and procedural fraud. They were imprisoned for a while, but their arrest was eventually revoked and they were released in May of 2021. Alana was charged with coercion in the course of the process, procedural fraud, and minor corruption, but was released in August of 2019 and still lives a free life. Christiana was charged with qualified homicide for clumsy motivation of course of process, procedural fraud, and minor corruption. She was put under house arrest and had to use an electronic ankle bracelet. Edison Andis was charged with aggravated homicide, amongst other charges. To this day, he remains in prison awaiting trial despite his defense launching multiple appeals to put him under house arrest. Edison was ordered to pay 5,000 Brazilian reals, approximately $932, to Daniel's daughter until she is 25 years old. The trial for the murder has still not taken place as of November 2023. Numerous uncertainties still surround the case. Was Daniel's death a result of a prank gone wrong, an affair between Daniel and Christiana, or an attempted assault on Christiana leading to his death? What do you think really happened that night? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more gripping stories from Criminologist. Let's explore the dark side of human nature together. Stay curious, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.